Okay, welcome back. Episode 2. We're locked and loaded and ready. First, let's start off by saying this in the series, like we're not doing summaries. Like we're just straight up going through our notes and thoughts and theories throughout this entire time. And first thing, let's just rip the band-aid off. Thank God they fucked.
Literally, it was much
Thank God.
needed.
Like,
The scene where it happens for the first time, oh my God.
yeah. Yeah, I was for it. Okay, let's just get into theories, thoughts, and everything,
Yeah.
and then
I I wrote out a whole note thing because Heavenly's already read this. She already knows
yeah.
what's going down. This is my
Wait,
first time reading
Should we
it.
tell them how I gaslit the hell out of you?
Yeah, she gaslit the hell out of me because I figured it the fuck out. I knew that Agent Daybright was the Hind. I knew it. And I called her and said, it's the Hind. I know it is for a fact. And she was like, well, it's not. And I was like, she's probably lying to me, but we'll see. And then I knew I was fucking right because I'm that good. Sorry.
And then not even that, I gaslit you two being like, yeah, like they're saying that for book 4, like we're supposed to cross worlds, and then like,
Oh, yeah, it happens at the end. Yeah. I already knew there was some connection to ACOTAR because
yeah, there
you
were
told
a
me I
lot
had to
of
read it before ACOTAR 6 came out. So, anyways, let's get into the notes. This is in from beginning to end order
just
of the
like as they
book.
were coming up.
Yeah. The very first thing that we see, not in the prologue, obviously, that's Sophie Renfast, like, getting drowned, whatever, that whole situation. That was crazy. I read it and I was like, who is this? Who is this girl? And
Yeah,
why are we looking at her? Um, but the first chapter is literally Bryce in the ballet hall and they come up to this statue and it's Randall goes, this one reminds me of Athalar, and she takes a picture of it, sends a message to Hunt, and she goes, long lost relative of yours?
yeah,
Interesting. And it's the statue of the hammer hitting the sword. And the title is The Making
uh-huh.
of the Sword. So obviously
Yeah,
it has something to do with, I'm assuming, the Star Sword, but
yeah.
also Hunt's history.
I definitely think Hunt has a history connected to that, but Hunt, was it Apollyon?
Apollyon.
What's his name? Yeah,
Apollyon.
Apollyon, who literally said that he was bred
I have that written
for,
down because I was like,
yeah, for this. So
for hunting
I don't
demons. Yeah.
necessarily know where I want the lines to connect between my thoughts in terms of that. Like,
So here's the
is
thing
he
is,
connected to the Fae, or is he more connected to the demons, or is he both, or is he all three? Like,
so I definitely think from last episode you said that his dad could be like a Prince of Hell. I agree with that 100%. I think
yeah,
that is a very likely scenario.
I agree.
Um, I think
What if his
Hunt's.
dad is the wait, no.
What were you
Never
gonna
mind.
say? Because I'm about to say something about Hunt's dad.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say it could be Hunt's dad who made the sword and like who the statue is of.
Okay, okay, no, that's
But
valid.
if you were thinking that he could also be the seventh Asteri, I was also thinking that.
Okay, because I
Because I was like,
was
wait, no. But then like there's kind of a possibility that it could
yeah,
be.
because he like
So,
has more power than them. Like,
yeah. hmm
like
Yeah, so I definitely was on that path at some point. I don't even know how I got there, but I definitely was on that
yeah,
path. Coming into book two, I really didn't know where things were going. I was like, I don't know where this book could go. The epilogue of book one is just Jessica and the cat. And well, I have my own theories about Jessica, but we'll get into that. I knew it was going to be about like more about the Asteri and like the higher ups or whatever, but I really didn't know where it was going to go. But
yeah.
let me tell you, it was good. I still can't believe we're now 3 books in because I'm currently reading the third, but 2 books in for this purpose, and
Hmm.
we're still finding shit out about Danica. The fact that she like encrypted all of these things with emails with Sophie and like
Yeah.
knew Sophie and was doing all of this research,
Mhm.
it was just
Well, it almost
insane.
like made me stop and think for a second too, because I was like Bryce was going through like a little bit of like new types of grief and denial of like, did I even know
Well,
who
it's
this
that's
person
how I
like
feel because
really
it's
was?
like it's the crazy thing is that we keep finding things out that Danica has been
Hmm.
involved in,
Yeah,
and Bryce just like she gets these weird feelings. And it's like you didn't even really know Danica.
right.
Like
Well, it
that
was almost
has
as if
to
like Danica
suck.
had like two personalities.
Yeah, she had two
You know
different
what I'm saying?
lives for sure.
Yeah.
And
And I was like thinking, and I was like, dang, like I couldn't imagine how she feels because like if you did that to me,
I wouldn't even know. But I did write down that um crazy to see how much Danica wasn't the person Bryce thought she was and how much she was doing
mhm,
behind Bryce's back, all for good reason. Also crazy that Danica was researching like history lines, like family lines and stuff like that.
mhm.
And one, while she was doing that, found her mate.
I will say that like when I read that for the first time, I thought that his behavior was a little strange. And reading it back the second time, I can totally see now how like it was because of being her mate now. And like I knew
Yeah.
that this whole time, like reading it, but when I read that the first time, I was so shocked because I was like,
I know. I literally remember
yet again, like another like thing.
plot twist. You remember when I texted you and said at the end of every fucking chapter there's been a plot twist and there was like 3 straight chapters in a row that there were plot twists about Danica and
Every single, yeah.
Baxian being her mate. And it's just like it makes sense, but also like damn. Okay, chill dog. Like it's 3 back-to-back chapters of just straight plot twist after plot twist after plot twist and you're just like
Yeah.
what is even going on?
Like what the fuck? Yeah, like
Um
what the fuck?
And I really like it, like the fact that Ethan, kind of came full circle with Danica's like family line research and found
Yes.
the wolf.
Yes.
Um, so I'm hoping that within the rest of book 3, we take down Sabine. Obviously, I don't know what happens, but it
Hmm.
seems like it's looming on the surface. But it was really nice to see like Ethan be a part of that. And
Hmm.
also the fact that the Prime called Ethan an alpha and could have that he could have his own pack.
Yeah. Well, and the fact that was it the Prime or was it? I think it was the Prime that literally was like, "We've been waiting for you to stop following, like in
Hmm.
the footsteps and like being okay with things." Because like Connor was like okay with being under Danica because he believed in Danica,
Yeah.
but like like he can't
Yeah.
follow that
No,
same path.
absolutely not. Next on my list is the quote from Apollyon that says both of you would benefit from training your powers.
Hmm.
Both of you would benefit from training. Your powers are more similar than you realize.
Yeah.
Conduits, both of you. You have no idea how Why can I not fucking talk today? Goodness gracious. You have no idea how valuable you and the others like you are, which obviously the conduits part is the whole Bryce giving her, or Hunt giving Bryce power, Hunt channeling from the bone quarter, all of that.
Hmm.
And then the second half, where it says, and the others like you are, that's a little,
Hmm. Hmm.
there's something there.
Yeah. Well, that's when he also is like in that blurb is when he mentions the whole like you were bred for this.
I don't know, the others like you are, that it trips me up because you know how these authors like to put little Easter eggs
Hmm.
in and everything means something, so I know for a fact
Everything.
that it means more. I just
Yeah.
don't know where yet.
Yeah. Well, and
Um,
That's what also is like interesting too, because it's like others. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't know,
What
like
others?
the whole like one, what others, the whole now all of a sudden hell isn't actually bad and that they've been working with
Mm-hmm.
us this entire time, and then now you're telling me that I was bred? Like,
So I have that. Okay.
but I have to wait until I tell you my crazy theory to tell you my like crazy, crazy, crazy
Okay.
theory because it goes into detail about that a little
The
bit.
bread quote was in chapter 62, so it was a little bit after that, and it goes, Orion was bred to be receptive to our kind. Why do you think he is so adept at hunting us? And then
Yeah.
I put a note under it and said, more proof Hunt's father was a prince of hell, question mark. There's some relation there.
Yeah.
He has relation through hell, whether it be through his father or whatever, it's through
Mhm.
hell.
I actually remember major things, but I can't remember if this happens in book three. So this is gonna be so
Mm,
funny if I fucking call this shit out in book three, and that's where this thought is like coming from because I secretly remember it, but I don't remember it. But anyway,
your subconscious.
yeah. Okay. I there was this quote when he first came to Hunt in the dream. And he literally is saying, and is like, why have you not broke free of these chains sooner? Like with the
Hmm.
power that you have, like
I remember that.
others have already broken free. You know, da, 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 da. So then in this dream state, he is like strapped, right? But I was thinking, and I was like, what if that means he could remove his crown that entire time? Like the halo that entire time.
I think that is going to come into play into book three
Like, what if he
because now he has
literally
the crown
like
on again.
exactly, that's what I'm saying. So what if he had the ability this whole time? And so this is like a thing. Because remember, this whole time they were like testing their powers and getting them ready and all this. So what if that was like to physically show him he could break from it and that it's all up here? And
Hmm.
so then this time, like, he has the right motivation because Shahar was dead. He was just like given up at that point in time. Now he has something to fight for. And I feel like some shit's gonna fucking happen and he's gonna like literally hit one of those like
Well, we already see it that
like the dolphin.
he almost goes like full freaking rage because of Bryce, because of the mating bond and
Well,
stuff. I it's
and
coming. It's coming. I
and
already know
like
it
the
is.
whole like rage thing too, like it like okay, this is gonna sound crazy, but the only reference I can think of is do you remember in Incredibles when Jack fucking turns into like the fire demon and is like
Yeah, and Incredibles
that
too, yeah.
that one. That's all I can think about. Like
Nope,
when
that's how I picture him. It's just Jack, a ball of
when he's
fire.
like doing this, and so then I'm like, I wonder if also because like okay, yes, like when, for example, like when Reese and Feyre were going through their mating bond, like they say that like mates can act this way, but this was like a whole another
It's
level that
like
she
giving
even
like primal wrath, kind of.
exactly, and then she even there's like a quote even in there too, or like not necessarily a quote, but she even like uses the word that it was like he was almost possessed by the lightning, and I was like, possessed demons.
Yeah, so there's definitely, like we said last video, I definitely think there's more history now we have more proof of it.
Yes.
Um, I just don't know where it's all going.
Hmm.
Does it like did we figure it out in book three or no?
I don't remember.
Oh, okay. Guess we're finding out together.
To be honest, I have more memory of the first books than I do the third book. So
Okay.
like the first two. I remember major things, but I don't remember
Right,
that.
yeah.
I don't even remember how it ends.
Oh, okay. Word.
Yeah.
Um, my next note in my document is called that the Hind was Agent Daybright. We
Yeah.
already talked about that. She
Okay,
gaslit
but
the fuck out of me.
I have
I
something to disagree
highlighted
with.
I highlighted a couple quotes in that kind of like pinpointed me
Yeah.
and
And I disagree with one of your quotes, and I'm gonna let you finish your thing and then I'm gonna say it.
something familiar echoed in her voice. He couldn't place it. Why do I know your voice? Your scent. Chapter 24. Rune knew it was familiar because of Hypaxia, because of his sister. Now I think I know what you're gonna say because I think, like he thinks that the scent is familiar because they're mates. Is that what you're going at?
Um, he doesn't think they're mates yet, but he couldn't figure out why. I think it is because they are mates. Now, I don't remember if it's physically stated or not. Like, okay, there's talk of it in the third book, but I don't remember if it's physically like confirmed.
See, because he's
Because here's
in
my
the
thing. Here's
third
my
book.
thing.
I don't want to talk about the third book, but like because this is book two, but like
Yeah.
I have more to add to this because I am far in the third book.
Yeah.
We'll get to that in the next video. It's already on the note list.
But
Don't
yeah.
you worry.
But
I
yeah.
do think they're mates, and I think that Rue needs to get over his little spat thing.
Oh my God, no, because that whole time literally remember just being like, dude, can you just like get the fuck over it? Because when the harpy and her were that night, she was like, oh, would that have been a problem? He'd have been like, no, it'd have been adjustment. Okay, well, do your adjusting.
Literally an adjustment. Like, that's all it is.
Anyway,
Also, you really don't know her. Like, let her explain. Give her, like, get to know her instead of just fucking her in a dream.
no, literally.
Anyways, next chapter or next quote from chapter 25. We talked about this last video as well. Seven gates around this city. Always that holy number. Always. That has to deal with something. I don't know what it is, but it's there. This one's a big one. Mordok being Danica's father was a huge plot twist. Was not expecting that.
Was not expecting that.
That I was dumbfounded. I was dumb. I literally was shocked. I did not see
Yeah.
that coming. The whole Bloodhound thing with Danica, I was like, okay, cool. That's a cool trait.
So,
You can sniff it out. But like Mordok being her father, had no idea.
so I had no idea what that, but with the Bloodhound thing, like reading back into it, it makes sense, and there are hints in there because
Hmm.
she's stronger than a typical wolf already, and on top of it, like even like she knew about Bryce and Rune before, and
Immediately.
like it wasn't stated until after we already knew she was a Bloodhound, but there were a couple comments about like when she told that story, like when Rune was like telling stories before, where I was like,
Hmm. Yep. This is another one about the hind, and it's a quote that says, "The hind paused on the threshold before she left. She peered over her shoulder at Rune." There's a little bit of quote that I didn't write down. "Tell Prince Cormac I send my love." I knew it was the hind then and there.
yeah,
And like it didn't even matter that like she didn't know who Rune was,
yeah.
but like I knew it was her. It that
No,
to me gave it
that's the
away.
moment that like even I in the book
Like
was
pieced it
like,
together. Yeah.
yeah,
Another one about the hind and Rune. She laughed. This sound like clear bells. Something male and primal in him sat up at the sound. This goes back to them being mates. I know for a fact that they're probably mates. I honestly can't wait to see their relationship because I feel like they're going to be really good together, but Rune just needs to get over his shit.
no, he definitely needs to.
Um, On to this quote from chapter 73. An isle of near permanent twilight, the home world of her breed of fae, a land of dusk, which turns into Dusk's truth. Could be from the Dusk Court or Valaris.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that's where the worlds connect. I think she's from the Dusk Court because I don't think that they would. Do you think she's from Valaris? I don't think that it would be. I don't know.
So here's the thing. I have like two theories. I have my crazy there's no fucking way theory, and then but right now
Okay.
I'm gonna answer with my like logical theory.
Okay.
I okay. I can't tell you what I actually think because it hasn't been said yet in the third book.
Okay.
But either way, I don't think that it necessarily would be specifically from Night Court or Dusk Court or this. It's just from that's where they're from, if that makes
Yeah.
sense. Like
No,
I
I knew that, but I didn't know if it
they're
was
so
like this is where like they come from
no,
Valaris or they come from the Dusk
because
Court
once
just
you
because of
find out
Dusk's truth and the whole thing.
no, because when you find out what's going on, now do I think that they took people from like Duskcourt and Valaris like is that majority? Yes. But I don't the Hind is not.
The Heinz, no,
And
Bryce. This we're talking about Bryce here.
or oh, well Bryce still isn't.
No,
And
I
I'll
just
explain.
wanted to know like if you thought that like she was from Night Court or Dusk Court, just because like I
No.
know that they're
I
from there, but I didn't know the whole Dusk's truth thing kind of like
Yeah.
turned me towards like them being from Duskcourt just because. Okay, the next point that I wrote down goes back yet again to Hunt's history. Um, we talked about Mordok being Danica's father, which obviously they're bloodhounds.
Yeah.
That's how Danica got that. Mordok says in chapter 74 when they get captured, maybe it's because your scent is wrong, Angel.
Yeah.
Talking about Hunt,
Yeah.
I put a little note underneath it saying Mordok, just like Danica can scent bloodlines, as a bloodhound, Mordok can scent Hunt is something else.
Yeah.
So this just proves it.
Hmm.
This in itself, this quote in itself proves that Hunt is something that we don't know and or
Yeah.
have yet to figure out.
Like he's not an angel.
No, he's not just an angel at all. And I literally don't even know, besides the hell part and the demon part, I don't know
Yeah.
where it could go.
Like he's
I really
either
don't. We don't know
something
anything
to do with
except
the
like his mom
Asteri,
died and
or, yeah, like I don't know.
like there's no besides them literally telling us in the face with this quote that Hunt is something else.
Yeah. We
We
just
have
don't
no
know
idea.
what.
Yeah, we just don't know what. My next quote is chapter 78 reveals that the Star Sword is the lost sword from ACOTAR, which that was really cool to see.
Yeah.
Loved that. It's very nice to be like back in the ACOTAR world for even just for a little bit.
Hmm. Well,
Um,
and last episode we talked about Az's knife
mhm.
possibly being the full like set.
Yep.
So then I was like,
Yep. And it is very, very nice
yeah.
to be back and having interactions with Az.
Okay. Um, quick blurb before you say what you're about to say, because I know what this is leading to. She, when she teleported, went with the intention of pretty much being like, like, I wish I could go here. It was to a prince of hell. Ironic that she landed at Az's feet. Okay, continue.
Yep. 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 I didn't put that together until you just said that.
Just saying.
That's interesting.
Okay, continue.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm very happy to be back in the ACOTAR world for even
Mm.
just a little bit. I'm
I
happy
missed
to
my babies.
see my Reese baby. I haven't read ACOTAR in so long. I need to
I know.
reread it this year for sure, but I missed them. So it's very nice to be in that space again. Um, Speaking of Sarah J Maas and the ACOTAR world, like she did say and Bloomsbury Books said that they're
Mm.
like ACOTAR 6 is not in the publishing schedule from
Which
January
I
to
think we said
August.
that. I think we had a conversation about that last time about book
We
lists
did, but
just
it's
being like,
officially confirmed now, and that's
yeah,
upsetting
yeah,
because
that's
that
like
means we're getting nothing.
nothing again.
Yeah, because no way in hell she's releasing Crescent City 4 between here and August. Absolutely not.
Well, no, she said in an interview a long time ago that there were going to be two books that come out before Crescent City 4.
Yeah, that's.
It's going to be
I hope
like
it's.
three.
You know what it's going to be? It's going to be ACOTAR 6 and the Throne of Glass novella
Yeah.
because
And
those are her ACOTAR
then it'll
6,
be like
Crescent City
30
4.
before this one comes out.
Yeah, ACOTAR 6, Crescent City 4, and Throne of Glass novella are the three top priorities for her.
Yeah.
There's no way we're getting anything from here to August.
No. No, absolutely not.
Um, we're near the end of my document. This is where shit gets a little cuckoo, okay? This is where I start going out of my mind. How Bryce ends up describing Reese, we obviously know that he looks exactly like Rune.
Yeah.
So the winged dark-haired male who stepped in behind her, which is
Hmm.
Feyre,
Hmm.
Bryce gasped, Rune, question mark. His eyes were the same shade of violet blue as Rune's, his short hair the same gleaming black. This
Hmm.
male's skin was browner, but the face, the posture, it was her brother's. So, Rune is obviously related to Rhysand somehow. Their names are similar as well. If you shorten it to what people call him, Rhys, Rune. Very similar.
Hmm.
I think their names probably mean something. They probably could be brothers, they could be cousins, because obviously this is going on at the same
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Why are you smiling? Do you know
Because
something?
no,
Okay, just checking. Are you lying?
no, I don't. I'm
Okay,
just thinking of my crazy ass fucking
okay,
theory right now.
okay. So I
Okay.
think, hold on. I think that, like we said last week, his sister is probably alive and Rune is probably his sister's child. Or I
Well,
think
she might not be okay, she might not be anymore, but
she was
yeah,
in the other world.
yeah.
Or Rune or Reese's mom was in the other world and
Mm,
died. And Rune is her kid, and Reese and Rune are
mhm.
brothers. They're definitely related on a close-ended scale just because they
Yes.
look exactly alike.
Well, not even just
Or
look exactly like mind link powers.
they are exactly alike. They're very,
Like,
very, very, very similar. Everything Rune
and
has,
he can
Reese
only
has.
use shadows.
Yeah.
He
It's
can't use the light. Like,
I wonder, since Reese can winnow, teleport, winnow, I wonder if Rune can do it as well. Because he hasn't really applied himself to try.
he hasn't, but I don't think he has enough power.
Interesting.
Because
Okay.
remember,
That would
his
make sense.
power is diluted.
Yes. There's a quote on here about Reese's sister that we can't talk about until next week. I'll bring it back up, but this family line goes much deeper than we think. And here's where, one, before I get into this, where the Autumn King fits into this is unknown. I can't figure it out. Obviously, we have no idea. He couldn't obviously not even be Rune's real dad.
Mhm.
Whatever. This is where my mind goes a little nutty. This is my big ass theory. I think that Jessica is related to Bryce and Rune somehow. There's no way, absolutely no way, that Jessica would go through all of the things that she goes through and helps Bryce with if she was
Mhm.
not related to Bryce. They are related somehow. Jessica is a possibility to be Reese's sister. I don't
Okay,
know.
I think that's a stretch. I
The Reese's
don't.
sister part is a stretch. I know for a fact that she fits in the family lines. There's no
So I don't think that they're related, but I think it's something along the lines of that. What if like they're the only way I can like describe this is think of like a guardian. So what if every
Okay,
starborn descendant had like a guardian like Poppy had
right.
type shit, which would explain her relationship. Because here's the thing, she's too connected with Hell to, I think, be related.
Which makes
But I
sense.
think that there, but I think that there's a different type of relationship. Like I think it is literally like a guardian type
Well,
bond.
okay, well, here's the thing again. Last week I brought this up. You know
Mm,
how there's like that old story about the witch from Parthos and bringing all the history and, that whole
yeah.
story?
Yes.
I think that witch is Jessica. There's no way that she's not.
Right. And if she is that witch, she has the ability to always find and be able to keep track of who is within that starborn power because she can, you know what I'm saying? Now,
Yeah,
Bryce is the
Jessica,
first one
there's
in a
there's
very,
she
yeah,
ties in a lot bigger than they are
yeah,
letting on as of right now where I'm at in book three. There's no way.
yes,
You're telling me
yeah,
that Jessica continuously does stuff for Bryce and helps Bryce out and lets Bryce get away with everything when she doesn't even tolerate people
yeah.
in
Which
general?
is why
Like,
I don't think it's that they're related. I think it's like a guardian type thing.
it could possibly be like, I was your ancestor's best friend or some shit.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Like
Some shit like that.
there's definitely a bigger tie. That is what I can't get out of my head is the fact that they are all tied together. Like maybe
Yeah.
Reese's mom or Reese's sister was friends with Jessica and somehow is connected to Bryce, and like everything is connected. And for some reason, Jessica is tied into this. And
Yeah.
why is she here?
Yeah.
So, but she's definitely 100% the witch who brought all the stuff from Parthos and is protecting the history from Parthos. That
I agree.
that is without a doubt. I will die on
I
that
agree.
hill, and I don't care if I'm wrong.
And if
I'm
it
not
wasn't
wrong.
her, then it was her mother.
Yeah, literally. Like if
Like,
it wasn't her, it was her mother.
yeah.
So,
I agree.
100%.
Okay. So, are you ready for my like crazy mind fucking absolutely like I don't think it's even possible, but I like spiraled and went down a rabbit hole and I like typed it out.
Okay, I'm scared.
I have to give you a little backstory into Throne of Glass though for this
Okay,
to make
that's
sense
fine.
for you.
I'm really
So,
scared. By the look on your face, I should be scared.
okay, so because you haven't read Throne of Glass, I have to give you a little backstory. So, there is a quote, and I cannot remember exactly what is going on and what is said, but there is even a quote in this book that says, talking about when they're like, I think it was like when they were talking about the statues or something like that, and it was like a queen of many faces. That is talking about Aelin because she was the
Okay.
queen of shadows, the queen of this, she's the queen of Terrasen, like all of this stuff. And there are multiple different quotes, and we've had this discussion of between Throne of Glass and ACOTAR, right?
Yeah.
So the bad guys in Throne of Glass, they're called, I always say it wrong. Um, I say Valg, but it's
Okay. Okay.
Vaulg. Okay.
Okay.
And I honestly don't know how to describe them except for think like the Asteri. But like,
Okay.
I don't know. When
Valid.
I imagine them, I think these like black ink creatures that are just like the fucking thing from Stranger Things. Um,
Okay. The shadow monster, but yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
it's like all I can think about, right? I'm trying to like make this the easiest way to describe this for you, okay? And then there's like the queen, who's like the main
Right.
villain, okay?
Right.
Um, and her name is Maeve.
Okay.
Um, so there's this running theory that Reese is Val descendant because he is described like her. Like me, like Maeve looks like them. The hair, the eyes, like everything. And then there's this crazy theory where everyone's like, oh, what if it's actually his sister? Or what if it's da 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 da? Okay, so there's this scene when Aelin is falling through multiple worlds, like at one time, like is like all of this shit, like literally time traveling that fast. Okay. And in one of the scenes, she's coming so fast she can't stop and she needs this like little bit boost to like get all the way through and she sees these three mountain points and a male with wings next to a pregnant woman and he
Okay.
bumps some power at her and it's what pushes her back home. That's
Okay.
fucking resand.
Yeah,
so then
obviously.
so then here's my thing. I'm just gonna read this and then we'll elaborate, okay?
Okay.
So
Okay.
try to stay with me. Okay. Okay, so to point this the best way, all of the worlds are the same but different. And it comes down to this. 15,000 years ago, there was another ish, there was another language. And as Reese and Amryn all understood that language that Bryce was speaking, right? And it was their native language. The northern gate in Crescent City is a portal that the Valg used to come to Crescent City from Perinthian, bringing Fae with them as slaves. Amryn's people, whatever she was, I think she's related to the angels somehow, or the Asteri, or something like that, but that not that she is one of them, right?
Okay. Okay. Maybe like a half
Um,
breed or something.
yeah, like something. She has a
Okay.
connection. Reese is Valg descendant, and I think so is Az. And I think he's half Valg half Valg, however the fuck you say that. And I think he's half. If he's not a Prince of Hell, then he's like his father was one, his real father. I don't think his dad is his actual dad because it doesn't make sense his powers and everything and why his dad
Mm-mm.
treated him and his brother so poorly. So I think that he's half Valg, however the fuck, and half either demon or he is a Prince of Hell. But if he's a Prince of Hell, I think that it's something along the lines of like if he was a Prince of Hell, he wouldn't have been like gone through that shit. So it has to be either a Prince of Hell who was like revoked of certain statuses so he can't go back home type shit, which is why I feel like he's probably half. Like his dad is a Prince of Hell. So, which still goes with the theory of when Rice was looking for one.
She
Okay,
fell at his feet. Yeah.
the Asteri are Valg as well. Maeve is the missing sister the Star Eater killed, just in another timeline. Also, the portal under the stone castle that Throne of Glass main character opened was to one of the levels in Crescent City, just like it was just like a backdoor one. Also, the gods that Aelin, the Throne of Glass main character, banished are the future Asteri in Crescent City. Everything
So
is connected.
maybe Aelin banished them to Crescent City?
That's what I'm saying. Like those gods are the fucking Asteri.
Okay.
So
Okay.
then,
Okay.
so
I'm with you.
then everything is connected, and most likely it's all the same world, but in different timeline periods of its evolution. And that's why we see Aelin falling through these times and worlds that she states that she sees. But they because they all have very similar descriptions. But it was like modern and like old age and newer age and like it was literally like three different levels but it all looks very similar, so everything is happening all at once and not at all, and it's literally like a paradox that all three worlds are like interacting with and that they have to interact with each other like and eventually like we're getting like what's that movie with Keanu Reeves in it.
The Matrix?
Yeah, we're getting like a Matrix type shit.
Is she
Okay.
Matrix? Is she Matrix? God damn. Matrixing
Matrixing?
us?
Yes, I think so. And obviously, the actions that these characters take in their own worlds and in their own timeline affect each other fucking world, but don't at the same time. Now, this theory is low key still kind of proven even more when we find out the Heinz heritage, which I can't spoil for you. But when we find that out, it literally makes me think even more because if you think about it, there's no way that these are all happening at the same time. Now, it hasn't been proven or disproven of the timeline between each of these worlds, but there's no way that they're all happening at the same time. But there's no way that they're not at the same time because there's no way for Rune to be this closely descended. There's no way for the Hind to be this closely descended. So yeah. That's my crazy theory that I typed out when I was going through like a rabbit hole. And like I don't even like it's one of those things where I'm like it's so fucking nuts where I'm like okay Heaven like you need to go to fucking bed like
I
you
thought my theory was crazy about Jessica.
know.
I think you just fried my brain.
Yeah. So yeah.
So
And
everything's
they're
happening all at once and not at all. Got it.
yeah, like I think that
Cool.
they're their own worlds
Cool.
but that they're like still overlapping and interacting at the same fucking time. And
Love
I
that.
think I think we're going to get Throne of Glass crossover in this next book to 100% confirm.
Probably. I need to read Throne of Glass and I really
And
just
there is reference, like guaranteed 100% reference in this book,
in book
which
three?
in this book, yes.
Interesting. Okay.
Which you won't pick up on it, but I will when I get to it, I'll know that you're at that point already as well, and then I will point it out.
Okay.
Um,
Cool.
so that's my like crazy, there's no way it's fucking possible theory, but it also slightly is possible. Now, my logical theory is that I'm still running with the theory that I think that Rhysand's, I don't think his mom lived. I think one of them had to die for sure. But
His mom definitely died. His
I
sister
think
may
I
have
think
lived
his
in the other
sister,
world, but maybe now dead.
I think his sister went through the Starlight Pond and it was a portal, right?
Yeah,
Um,
in the spring court, right?
yes. And this is where things get kind of tricky because it could go one of two ways. She either is or connected to Maeve in Throne of Glass, or she's like Rune's great fucking grandma or some shit. You know what I'm saying? So like it's one of those two things.
Yeah.
Now here's where things kind of so in Throne of Glass with all of this the Valg and stuff like that, like there are so many mentions of like gates and like the power leeching and like all of that shit. It is literally to a fucking T them. And like the fact that they use the gate as like the thing, like it's like a whole thing.
And this is from
And
Throne of Glass?
yes, and
Okay.
so
Yeah, that obviously makes sense.
the Asteri are definitely, I think,
The same,
the
one and the
reason why
same.
I think that they call themselves gods and stars is because I think that it is the gods that like are banished from by Aelin. And like I think that when they got banished, they like literally went fucking like evil crazy and went on this like whole thing, and that's why they're like going through worlds and shit like that. Because
Maybe like the Throne of Glass world is where they're originally from, and then
that's what
they
I'm
got
saying. Because
overturned.
they said that they don't even
Okay.
remember their home world.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, there's like so many running theories. Now, after this book, I'll be able
Interesting.
to like remember the theories like in depth a little bit more to give you. I think I'll be able to like literally write out a actual like you know what I'm saying?
Flowchart.
Yeah, thank you. An actual flow chart. But that was from like when I was like sitting there just like thinking the other night and I was like running through shit. And so yeah, so I definitely have some things to say and then I can say more to defend this after you've read the book because then I can talk about it.
Do we have like any timeline? Do we know if like ACOTAR 6 is coming out this year?
No, there's nothing
Do
released.
we
We
know
don't
if
even
Crescent City 4 has even been started?
no, there's no information, there's no timeline, there is
That's so
literally
annoying.
nothing. There's no information whatsoever out there, like ever. Like I think I'm gonna have my 30th birthday and maybe get one.
No, literally. I'm gonna
Like
be old and gray and
the
fucking
fucking Empyrean series is gonna be complete.
yeah. No, literally.
But yeah, so there's crazy
I
theories.
can't like with Blood and Ash, yes, we're still waiting on the final book, but when
Yeah,
I finished it, the second to last book had just come out. So it
yeah,
was like, wow, all of these questions are answered and wow, I have
yeah,
everything fucking figured out.
yeah.
And like
No,
while yes, there's
I've
still
been
like
like
plot twists coming,
I've been
but
like pondering on this for years. And it's crazy because so obviously I've read this like a lot longer than you.
mhm.
And every reread or every new TikTok I see or every new Instagram quote or this, a new theory pops into your head. That's how I ended
Well,
up in this rabbit
people
hole
have
because I saw
fucking
like this
years
TikTok.
that people have fucking years to think on this shit. What do you think
Yeah,
they're gonna do?
yes. Like it's like a whole like I like and how I ended up on this rabbit hole is that I literally saw someone who said the same thing that I thought that was like Aelin is the queen of many faces that was talked about in this and then I literally was like oh my God yeah because like of this and then I was like oh my God what if like the Valg are this and that and then it like literally was just like bullet point after bullet point after bullet point and then I literally had to like to form this into a paragraph that I could type and not sound just like dit 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 dit. I literally had to like sit there and speak into my phone and then like edit it from there
That
because
makes sense.
it was so bad. Like and mind you, this
Well,
was
I
also at
mean,
like 3 a.m. when I couldn't sleep.
Throne of Glass was her first series, right?
Yes.
It
Yeah.
makes sense
So
that the gods would start in Throne of Glass and end in Crescent City. And
yeah.
like, so Throne of Glass may be the first in the timeline, jump to the ancestors of Rhysand,
Hmm. Well,
current
that's why,
timeline.
well, because time travel, world traveling is a thing now. That is how they're all their own worlds, but they're all interacting. So the only way I can think of it is like, have you ever seen one of those things where it's like three worlds stacked on top of each other, and then it's like strings
Yes, it's,
in each of the worlds? That's
you know what it
literally like,
is?
no,
It's just like Stranger Things. It's like a wormhole. It's like a gate to the
that,
upside down.
that. It's literally that.
Hmm. Yeah. The
So,
wormholes are
yeah.
the tunnels. The gates are
And
the
like
tunnels. There's
The
world,
Valg
world,
are like
tunnel.
Vecna. The Valg are like Vecna.
Yeah, literally, to put it
There you
in
go.
plain terms.
Yeah.
This,
Okay.
look, one day reading fantasy books is gonna melt my brain because I can't be doing this shit any longer. You know how long it took me to sit there and think through my brain of like stuff? I'm like, all of the things running through my head, and I'm like, what is going on? I don't even know. I feel like
I
we're
feel
back in
like
Blood and Ash because I was dissecting that shit.
so yeah. But okay, guys, so it's late. We're gonna get going, and otherwise I'm gonna start going down another wormhole. So I need to not do
Yeah, my
that.
brain's fried. I can't, no.
Okay,
I'll
so
dissect more when we get to book three.
next week will be the final episode for the Crescent City series. We're gonna have a
Yep.
single book after that, and then we're going to do another series. So stay tuned. We're gonna be posting stuff. I might, post my rabbit hole theories. Just
Yeah.
saying.
I'm probably gonna go on a rabbit hole tonight, but it's okay.
Okay, guys.
All right, we'll see you next Saturday.